What's up, goats? How are you this evening? Welcome to the Week 8 Fantasy Preview Show, your Q&A. I am your Shepard, your boy, C. I'm here with Jonsey, and we are ready to rock and roll. We are here for you on the Friday night, and what a wonderful evening this is. It really is. Look at this man right here. He's already in his game day gear, and the Packers don't even play for another 48 hours, maybe a little bit less. Nevertheless, Jonesy, how are you today?
Good. Good. It's Friday. It's almost game day.
It is Friday.
I'm excited.
Man, these days, they go by quick.
They do.
They go by quick. But that's
Especially with all the injuries.
especially with all the injuries. Why don't we get into the injuries, and then from there we'll get into some of the plays that we really that we're really high on. We're bullish on them. We're gonna plant the flag with some of these guys. I'll give you a player or two of mine. The Jones Goat over here will do the same, and then from there we'll just take it game by game. And we're here to take any of your questions. Appreciate everybody again being here. You are the GOAT. We are here for you to help you win. And also we'll have some fun along the way, right? I mean, like we're in this game, some of us play in high prizes, high stakes, I should say. Some of us are in the free ones and the charity ones, which are fantastic as well. And they're all the same, pretty much, except for, of course, the leagues where you do have the prize at the end of the rainbow, which, could be substantial for many, or even if it's not substantial. Even let's say, we're in we're in a bunch of leagues where the buy-in wasn't a lot, but it's again that I think that's where the fun comes into it,
Yeah,
right?
it's the pride of winning.
It's the pride. It certainly won't be the Venmo receipt that comes if I were to win. It's definitely more along the lines of the bragging. And anyway, Jones and Goat. Yeah, we've got a long list here provided by one of the fantasy doctors, one of the premier docs that do aggregate this information for everybody on X, and he does a pretty solid job. There are others along the lines of what he does, and they're all very good. To be honest with you, they're experts. They have an expertise. Not just in fantasy like the two of us, but they actually have a medical degree, medical doctorate. These are all the dudes that are out. there's no real reason to check on those guys. I would say Spencer Rattler's he's in. Two
Finally
is in.
getting Taylor back. Jonathan Taylor. Two
Yep.
is back.
Look at
That's
this
a big
one.
one. That's a big
Yep.
one.
Anthony Richardson is going to play. Obviously, Kenny Skywalker is off the injury report, ladies and gentlemen. Monty, you had a little bit of a nick up last week. Looks good to go. Najee, yeah. James Cook, yes. Rashad White, who by many accounts had himself a pretty decent game this past Monday night. He did. And I think that might have been what was hindering him in previous weeks. The reason why they went to Bucky, why they had to go to another running back, Tucker, right? Trey Tucker? No. Who am I thinking of? The other running back there.
Um,
Nevertheless, doesn't matter. Rashad White, off an
it'll
injury
come to
report.
me.
Yep, yeah. Sean Tucker. Is it not Sean Tucker or Turner?
Sean Tucker, yeah.
All right. In any event, let's go. Let's skip through. Zay Flowers is likely in, according to the doc, but risky.
What I thought I saw something about Bucky. Did he list Bucky at all, in or out? I know there was questions about him this week, Bucky Irving.
I think he's listed as. Well, he's not listed here as out. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, there he is. Likely in.
Likely, okay.
Likely in. So, it's worth noting again, and we'll say this tomorrow night on the Start Sit Show. Right? We're going to get
we'll get more clear.
We're going to get. That's correct. We'll get a slew of texts that come in from the two premier NFL reporters. That would be Adam Schefter. That would be Ian Rappaport. When those posts go out anytime between 11 p.m. tomorrow night into the morning, on many occasions, early morning, that's when we'll get some more concrete information. Jaden Daniels is a game time decision as of now, Friday. T. Higgins popped up on the injury report. Quad injury. I believe I just saw that actually. I just saw
that. That just happened today.
I just saw that from Schefter. That he is questionable. No one really needs to know about Cordero Patterson. Travis Etienne is a game time decision. That is going to play into what we do with one Tank Bigsby. Hayden Hurst, no one really cares about. All right. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Look, Hayden Hurst is a player. He's got a nice story. But for fantasy purposes, I bet you could find another tight end besides Hayden Hurst. What's up, Quincy Goat? How are you this evening in the Superflex? Is it going to be May, Tua, or Russ? Which one is going to cook, Jonsey? I bet you. Hold on, before you answer. Before we went through that injury report, and we said that we were going to have some players that we want to plant the flag with this week. My feeling is one of them for you is going to be Russell Wilson. Am I right or am I wrong?
I mean, I wouldn't have any problem planting a flag with Russell Wilson. I've been a Russell Wilson believer ever since he was in Denver. I think he got a bad rap in Denver because of horrible coaching, and he just got the bad end of the stick. And then he came to Pittsburgh. He was supposed to be the starter from day one, but the injury prevented that. So, I mean, I'm not saying, there's other guys that obviously start over Russell Wilson, but in this case, Tua's locked in. He's your number one. And then I'm probably going to go Wilson over Drake May.
Tua, definitely. Now it's a matter of Drake May or Russ. Russ had a good game, and that was against a tough Jets defense, which may not be so tough anymore. Oh my Lord.
Well, I did see they're getting Reddick back. I don't know if that's going to help them out at all. I mean, I don't know. He could take 3 or 4 games just to get up to speed. I mean, he's been sitting around doing nothing.
Hassan Reddick, who's not a full-time, who was not going to be asked to be a full-time pass rusher, edge rusher to begin with.
Yeah,
he was there. He was never going to play a full 3 downs for the Jets.
Yeah, and a lot of guys don't, but
that's true. That's true. That's true.
But you still, I mean, it's not like you can just step on the field and you're going to dominate,
that's true.
Snap,
That's true. So he has to start 2 in the Superflex. I'm going to go with Tua here, and I would probably go with I think I would go with Drake May. I think I would go with Drake May here against the Jets. I think, if we think that the Jets are going to kind of right their ship, kind of play better offensive football, it's going to put the Patriots. Well, the Patriots have been in a negative game script every week. So what would make this week any different? And Drake May is going to have to run for his life. And he's going to have to. There's going to be a lot of passing attempts downfield to Pop Douglas, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the only thing that worries me with Wilson is just he's playing the Giants, and I don't know what it is this year about teams playing the Giants, but everyone that plays the Giants seems to just crap on game day. And do nothing. You know, I don't know. I don't know if everyone's just underrating the Giants' defense or what's happening, but
they play up to their competition.
I think the competition plays down to them more than they play up. But
vice versa will work in this situation. Absolutely.
No.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And again, it's another big spot for the Giants, and one way or another, whether Pittsburgh kind of like lays a goose egg, plays down to the Giants, or the Giants decide to get up for the occasion, decide to get after Russ. I think that's why I'm feeling a little bit safer with Drake May and Tua to be that final spot.
And I don't have that much concern with Tua, but it is his first game. You know, he's been out for 4 weeks. I don't know if there's going to be a little rust there. You know, so my thought process behind it was I'd rather have the veteran in Russell over the rookie in May, who's, he's going to be a lot more unpredictable with how he plays. That's true. What you're getting with Russ. So I'm kind of, if Tua is, a little rusty and doesn't do what we think he can do, then you're kind of balanced and you don't have two guys that are, very volatile.
I don't see there being any rust factor.
I don't think so, but that's just me. I think of every scenario for every player.
Yeah, I get it. I don't really see that being the case here. Like the dude is like he's kind of big. He's built differently. He really is. Well, he's built differently in an unfortunate manner, and he's also built differently in a character manner. So look, the dude, if he's gonna be on the field tomorrow, he's gonna play to his highest potential. Now that doesn't mean it's necessarily his highest ceiling, because him and the Dolphins, they were moving the ball, they were creating offense, they were being productive, but it wasn't like they were blowing the doors off of anybody in those first few games. Yeah, Tyreek Hill ate, but there wasn't that much else going on.
I saw something about Tyreek today, something with his foot.
He's fine too. Emil, good evening to you. Emil. Yeah, you lost Mike Evans. You and
I did too.
You and at least a few million others lost Mike Evans for a few weeks. At least it's a few weeks, and not Chris Godwin. Jonsey, my 6-1 squad. Well, aside from the fact that we have Kyron Williams, who hasn't stopped scoring, so that's one of the reasons. That's the same team that has Chris Godwin on it. So what I'm here to tell Emil is I do not believe that I would play Josh Palmer or Elijah Moore, but I think we are going to go with the dude that's going to step not into Mike Evans' role, but he's going to step and fill in the need for where Chris Godwin was playing.
Yeah.
And that's Sterling, my friend. Veteran wide receiver, his own injury history, so let's knock on wood there for Sterling Shepard. Nevertheless, an experienced veteran wide receiver. Jalen McMillan, raw, unproven still, which is rightfully so. He's a rookie. They all can't come in like Malik Neighbors. They all can't come in like Jamar Chase. And even Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, it takes several games to get thrusted into this star caliber player, star premier alpha wide receiver that you are, prolific. Jalen McMillan, I don't think it's going to be this game where that happens, if it does in fact happen, but out of these options, Emil Goat.
Yeah, out of these options, Shepard also,
yeah. Temper the expectations. Look, I don't want to say that Chris Godwin's a better wide receiver. He's just been he's been on the field and he knows the offense, and so does Sterling Shepard at this point. Sterling Shepard knows the offense, knows what Baker wants. knows what Liam Cohen wants. It's going to be Sterling Shepard for us. From one Shepard to another Shepard. Appreciate you being here, though, Emil. Please come back. We'll be here again tomorrow night. A little bit more of an in-depth sit show. And Sunday, we recap it all. Tuesday of next week will be waivers. Folks, please like, please subscribe. We really appreciate the support. Quincy Goat, first place. Well, God bless you, man. And we want to keep you there. He offered him Gino. Well, there's our guy, Tyrone.
Gino for Algier.
Is that the B?
Moss and Algier.
Is that the Bijan owner? Is that why that? I mean, first place, someone offered me Gino for Tyler Algier. My running back is Kyron, Tank, Tyrone, Zach, and then Tyler Algier. The quarterbacks are May, Tua, and Wilson, who we went over. Yeah, I mean, yes, yeah. For Tyler Algier, I mean, is this? It's not the Bijan. If it's the Bijan owner, then yeah, go give him Tyler Algier for another quarterback. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, but he's got to drop a quarterback.
Oh, was it a positional limit?
Yeah, but he says May, Tua, Wilson, but I will have to drop one.
I bet you. What, you're going to keep Tyler Algier?
Kind of, I think. I mean, Gino right now, he's like a fringe top 10 quarterback, probably. But my whole okay, so Kyron, keep that on there. Kyron's solid. Bigsby is good for now, but if once ETN gets healthy, we have no idea how that backfield is going to be. Tracy, I mean, he's the more talented guy than Singletary, in my opinion, and should get the lead. But Moss is just doing passing down work now. Algier, I mean, he's one of the best backups in the league to have. Whether you have, I mean, if you have Bijan, you should draft it, Algier. But I mean, is Gino really, because you're not dropping Tua. So it's between May and Wilson. So first of all, you got to choose between May and Wilson.
Think about it this way. I think that it's more important at this. Well, I mean, yeah, because he's going to have 3 no matter what. It's not like he could hold 4. He's going to have 3. I mean. I think I would take Geno Wilson. I would take Geno Smith over Russell Wilson.
My question is, and I'm going to try to find it right now, is bye weeks.
I would do that.
Okay, so we got 9 and Steelers.
Look at the Seahawks, 4-3. I think they're more of an ascending offense. They're in what seems to be a wide open division. I think that the Seahawks, with the compliments of DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, JSN, Kenny Skywalker, and let's not forget, Gino also could do he can add a little rushing to it as well when he needs to. I mean, it's not like he's asked to, but if he needs to, he could probably scamper along for like a 10-yard first down. Russ Wilson, I don't know if Russ is going to get you anything with his legs anymore. They have to be firing on all cylinders for him to have a 3-touchdown game and for him to rush another one again. How often would that take place again moving forward against a tough AFC North and the rest of the Pittsburgh schedule on top of it? That's what I would want to do. Not necessarily check the buys, although that would play into this without question. Check to see when whether you're going to be missing anybody that's going to be critical to your successes moving forward.
So Drake made the last 2 weeks 21.5 and 20.8.
Which is what you That's kind of like what you want.
Geno's averaging 18.2.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying May's going to do this every week. I mean, I wouldn't expect that, but I mean, he's still in the, even if he drops a little bit, he's still in the same realm as Geno. That's what I'm looking at. I mean, I don't know. Like, I just don't see that much of an upgrade for right now, at least how May's been playing and how Wilson could keep playing, that you drop a solid running back like that just to a quarterback that's going to be similar.
Well, I mean, he could kind of mix and match the quarterbacks, right? How, like, you know, case in point, asking us about Russ, Tua, and Russ, Tua, and May. He can mix and match quarterbacks. It's going to be a lot more difficult to try to insert Tyler Algier off the bench into your starting lineup, unless.
Well, yeah, and I'm not. That's more to me as a
unless Bijan goes down,
safety precaution. Because here's the thing, he has Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams is great, but he has an injury history. I'm expecting something at some point with Kyren Williams. I mean, if he stays healthy this entire year, I'll be amazed. So if Kyren goes down and then all of a sudden he's got Bigsby, Tracy, and Moss as his only other options, that's what I'm looking at. I don't know. I don't see a big enough upgrade from, if we were, I don't know. If it was me, I wouldn't do it. But.
Okay. The Jonsey goat has spoken. Who else do you like this week?
I like Ron.
You like Ron? I like Ron.
Yeah.
Is that Rhino? I only know Rhino.
I don't know if he's in here anymore still, but if you are in here, Rhino, go be on vacation.
It's good news that he's like, communicating with us. It means his traveling is going well.
Right? Yeah, he posted a picture earlier.
I didn't see that.
I mean, so the biggest people I'm excited for this week are the Dolphins with getting Tua back. I mean, all of us Tyreek Hill owners and Jalen Waddle owners and A-Chain owners.
Huh.
It's like rejoice time, I mean, I've been waiting. I'm a Tyreek owner in my dynasty league, and he's been in my lineup every week. Never sat him, never will. But
it's been tough.
I need one of those Tyreek games.
It's been tough. It's been tough.
So I'm excited for them.
It's been tough if you've been A-Train, who I'm expecting to have a big week. That would be one of my flags that I plant this coming Sunday. Even tomorrow, I'll plant it again beforehand, I should say. Devon A-Chain and look, the Dolphins not do they get their captain, right? Their leader. These guys they look up to Tua for sure, and they respect the out of Tua. But they're getting the gift. They're getting a gift of a team that they're playing. They're playing the Arizona Cardinals that are coming into town. I think you could kind of consider this one of these crosstown trips, different time zone for the Cardinals. And I don't expect the Dolphins. This is a winnable. This is a game that should be easily dispersed of. Get Tua back, get the Cheetah involved, establish the running game. These Cardinals, Jonsey, are giving up. They're giving up over 100 yards, well over 100 yards. Well, 236 in the air. Okay, so that's their passing defense, and their rushing defense. I saw it earlier. It's over 100. 140 yards. I'm rounding up. That's right. We're gonna round up here. Not down. Why would we round down? You know what?
I round down and when I give stats because if they don't earn the full
we
one,
should round down here. We definitely should. The Cardinals are giving up a ton of yards through the air, on the ground. This should be a green check mark when this is all said and done at 4 o'clock or 4:05 Dolphins time. Easy. Expect, again, a lot of that motion, misdirection. The offensive line is going one way, right? Backs and wide receivers are going the other way. Just look out for it. Or that while that takes place, running backs are going right up the gut. And look, okay, we know that there's others involved besides Devon Achane. We got Raheem Mostert. We may have Jalen Wright involved. It's all right. Look at what the Cardinals are giving up. 139 rushing yards. And guess what? Tua doesn't account for any of them. Tua ain't running anywhere. I expect a big game. Who else do I expect a big game from? How about CJ? Debo. Of course, Debo. How could it not be a big game from Debo?
I don't know. People still, it amazes me. Like I understand the hesitation with Debo because he does get hurt, but people just, I mean, it's not just like right now. It's like even in the off season and stuff. People just hate on Debo all the time. I'm like, just give him to me. I'll take all of them. And now Ayuk's out. Kittle's dealing with something. I mean, it's just going to be the Debo show all the time. I mean, that guy never comes out of your lineup now. Never should have in the first place. But
people hate on Debo because of his availability. He doesn't seem to stay healthy, or he's always got something going on. Or, I mean, again, like these guys aren't playing. They're not. Even I was about to say I was going to use it's a bad analogy, like baseball. They're not playing baseball. Even baseball players are getting hurt left and right, up and down. So, these guys are playing a physical, violent sport, and regardless of how non-violent they've made it over the years. Yeah, I mean, I think people hate on Debo because of his availability. He doesn't play a full season, but I've seen worse. We've seen worse. We've seen players be gone for far greater than Debo. Far greater. Look at the wide receiver that we just saw come back last night. That was technically on the trade block by many accounts.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp looked. Well, I mean, he looked like Cooper Kupp. He looked like a 32-year-old wide receiver. That's what he looked like. Puka Nacua, on the other hand, looked fantastic. Doesn't seem like he's hurt anymore. Cooper Kupp looks aging. But again, Cooper Kupp missed the bulk of this first half of the season. He missed games last year. Hey, Cooper Kupp is showing his age. And he's getting hurt. But no one hates on him. Not at all. Cooper Kupp, everyone likes Cooper Kupp. Quincy's got Debo. This is probably another league. This coach got more than one league. I could tell because he's playing in a super flex. Chances are, if you're playing in a super flex league, you've got several leagues. I don't have any data to back that up. I really don't, Quincy. But nevertheless, Debo. Well, there is no Jennings.
Yeah, Jennings is out. So your decision is made for you.
Yeah, there's no Jennings. Let's play hypothetical. What if Jennings was
in?
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I wouldn't like is starting
both wide receivers.
Two wide receivers from the same team. But
I wonder if Quincy handcuffed his wide receivers. Did you have Ayuk and now you've got Jennings? No, I don't see that happening. No, because
they could. Dude, one of my buddies, I swear, he picks up every San Francisco 49er player.
That's home. That's being a homer.
But no, he's not. It's not a home. It's not even a homer. It's not. He's a Ravens fan. I don't understand it.
And then why does he do it?
I don't know. He's also a guy that carries like 3 or 4 quarterbacks we do an auction keeper league, and
well, I don't.
He has 3 or 4 quarterbacks on average at all times.
I can't really. I'm not going to blame him for that though, because look at what we saw last season. If we thought the injuries were bad this season, and they are, but last year it seemed like what was like quarterback after quarterback after quarterback.
Okay, but let me ask you this: when we start, it's a 1 QB league, and we start 10 and there's no kicker or defense because we do quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and 4 flex.
Okay. Wicked.
And we only have 6 bench spots.
Wicked.
So he's using up 2 of his 4 bench spots on quarterbacks, or even 50% of his bench on quarterbacks. But
in the deep leagues, minimum.
You dropped Tank Dell?
Minimum is 3.
Yeah. Did you drop Tank Dell? You shouldn't have dropped Tank Dell.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm on board with that either.
No.
Yeah, I know.
At least maybe once Nico's back, because then he'll go back into that 3rd wide receiver role. But right now, no. Tank Dell could have a beautiful game tomorrow. But it's probably too late to get him back. I mean, if he's available, and if this was you dropped him earlier in the week and he's still sitting there, and you can just pick him up instantly, do it right now. Go pick him up.
Tank Dell, man, he put up a good.
Well, I know people are going to be down on him because last week.
We're down on him, but
I get it. But
I wouldn't have dropped Tank Dell yet either. I would start Tank Dell this week. I would start Tank Dell along with CJ Stroud this week.
Yeah, they're playing the Colts. They can light it up very easily.
They are primed to have a bounce back, kind of like Texans offense-esque type of game against the Colts. Well, why do I think that? I think that because I think the Colts are going to be playing better also. I do. I think the Colts will be better. Jonathan Taylor is going to make his return. I think that's going to help Anthony Richardson. I think that we're going to find a quicker pace of play. We're going to have more possessions than what the Colts are certainly used to. That's for sure. Yeah. And I think that the Texans are going to have to throw the ball more. They're gonna have to score points. And Joe Mixon and his season is all nice, all well and good so far, but that has to begin to correct itself as well. He's not a running back that's just gonna finish the season with 1,500, 1,600 yards.
Why not?
I doubt it.
He's always been a workhorse running back when he's in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's always.
I don't see it. Other than injury, I see no reason why he should slow down.
It remains to be seen. Because they are relying on him. They're leaning on him heavily, and they've got no other running backs there. That have stepped up.
Dameon Pierce looked pretty good that one game.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was I want to say like
the CD lamb chops
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. No, it couldn't have been 3 weeks ago. I think he was still out 3 weeks ago. Probably 2 weeks ago. My receiver is CD lamb chops, Debo, Cup, Darnell Mooney, Jawan Jennings. It's good. Good wide receivers. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't know. You picked up Jennings. You drop Tank Dell. Someone's going to pick up Tank Dell now. I mean, Quincy, I get it.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, he probably had Cup coming. I don't know if he had Cup on IR or something. And
it was also it was also probably a decision made before Jawan Jennings was ruled out, and if the league was working with the IR, could have probably just moved Jennings on there, kept Dell, but the move was probably done before that.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I would rather have Tank Dell than Darnell Mooney. But I mean, you're not starting Dell over Lamb, Debo, or Cup. So if he starts 2 wide receivers, if he starts 3 wide receivers, then it's a little different because then Dell would go into the flex. But if he's only starting 2 wide receivers, then you got Lamb, Debo, Cup, 2 of those, and the other one's an automatic flex every single week. So just depends on how many flex spots he has. So it's not like
Lamb and Debo are actually playing one another. Who's got the better game
between those 2?
Yeah, this week. Now for the rest of the season, this game. So it's Sunday Night Football, right?
I mean,
Dallas coming off the bye.
Lamb's got to turn it up at some point. I mean, I don't know if this is the game for it, but
he says differently.
He always says differently, and
he says
it doesn't matter what he says because he's wrong. I don't know. I mean, they're both good plays. Probably top 8 plays this week.
They worked out their differences. Jim and Dak. I expect CD to have a good game. I do.
He said Cup was coming off IR, had no choice to drop someone, and someone picked up Dell already. Yeah. Well, your wide receiver, it's not, a catastrophe because of who your other wide receivers are.
I would hardly call it a catastrophe. Just.
Yeah, I mean, if his wide receivers were, Mooney, and Mooney was his, number 2. 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. Okay, yeah, you're okay. But I still think Tank Dell is going to have a good game tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah. So do I. I expect him or Dalton Schultz, or him and Steph Diggs Mixon. I was about to say Mixon. Yeah, I expect at some point the Texans are going to have to. I believe this is the game where the Texans will show us a more balanced type of offensive football that we've seen from them in the past, and we saw from them with Stroud as a rookie. A good blend, good mix of rushing the ball, the running back scores. The passing attack, CJ Stroud throws for, he doesn't have to throw for 400 yards, 300, 280, couple of touchdowns. That's a good fantasy day.
It all depends on how the Colts do.
You'll be happy with that.
If this game's going touchdown, I mean,
a
lot. But if the Texans come out and they go up, 17-0, it's just going to be the Mixon show for the rest of the game. So it just depends on really how the early part of this game goes. So
here's a game that is expected to be high scoring. That would be the Eagles in Cincinnati. I'm going to say that the Bengals, along with their running backs, will run back in Chase Brown, along with Jonsey. Now Jamar Chase. Well, no, not now, but Jamar Chase, who saw his good buddy play last night. I think that the Bengals will be able to play a good game at home. We should expect a solid amount of fantasy points out of those three. If T. Higgins plays, again, it could very well cut into some of the Jamar production. I'm always in the camp that it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't, but some believe that it does. But if he's not on the field, then hey, you may get your Yoshivas, you might get your other wide receiver here or there, some of the other dudes. The Eagles, on the other hand, now what can we expect? Now, AJ Brown is still AJ Brown, and that's still Jalen Hurts' primary focal point of attack, much to the Devontae Smith truthers like myself. But what can we expect out of Devontae Smith, who didn't have a good game last week? What do you think?
I mean,
the Bengals are kind of like a pass funnel.
Yeah, I mean, this game can get very competitive, and I mean, I'm not worried about Smith. I mean, I'm not someone that overreacts to one game, or even if they have a couple games in a row. We know what Smith can do. I mean, I don't worry about that, and especially a game against the Bengals, who can throw it like no other. I mean, if the Eagles are scoring, the Bengals can score right back. So,
I'm not worried about Devontae Smith. I'm not. I'm worried about I'm worried about the direction that the Eagles want to take coming off of a strong performance from Saquon Barkley, and how they will continue to rely on Saquon Barkley in the running game, and then use that to their strengths, and then distribute the ball through the air to first read would be AJ. They'll have to actually, well, they do, which has been the problem since he's joined the team, the Eagles and AJ Brown. They have to call Devontae Smith's number first. And they don't do that over AJ Brown. In other words, I don't think Jalen Hurts will call the play or get the play call, and it's generally for AJ Brown. And then that's where he throws. That's where he goes to. Unless the play call is for one of the other skill position players. First, someone like Devontae Smith. Then he's going to look for Devontae Smith first. Then the second read is A.J. Brown or Dallas Goedert. There's not enough going to Devontae Smith as in play call one. And truthfully, that's been the issue even last season. So unless it's designed and called for him specifically, this is Devontae's call. Then he's just going to gather up 5 catches. Good news is those 5 catches, his yards after the catch are high. That's the good news. That's the great news, actually. That's the only thing that's really saving us is his yards after the catch, and now he in the open field is explosive. He needs to have more plays called for him, and with Saquon's arrival, Saquon's production, his performance last week, and we know that he's capable of doing this on an ongoing basis. You're talking about someone like DeVote being a third option at this point. Not the second option, the third option.
Yeah. And this is why
we're losing volume.
This is why I want to bring up a point here when you're drafting in the off season. I used to make the mistake of drafting like a Devonta Smith, a Jalen Waddle as my wide receiver one. Well, you don't want to do that. Because they aren't the alpha. You don't know they're not the first read. And if they have a good running back, like you said, they might be not even the second read, I mean, so when you're building your teams, get that alpha wide receiver as your number one. And that way, when things like this happen with like a Devonta Smith, your team isn't as hurt by it.
Spoken like a true GOAT champion.
But, all right, Quincy's got another one. Start 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, and 3 flex.
Kamara. Told you that wasn't Quincy's only league. The Quincy GOAT.
That's fine.
I knew that.
Kamara, Brian Robinson Jr., Bucky, Debo, Pickens, Myers, Pop Douglas, McMillan, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Wandale. So let's start with the running back. Which is going to be your one running back?
Alvin Kamara's got a broken hand and seems to be fine, which is pretty.
Yeah, fun. I mean his production's been down the last couple of weeks, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But
Bucky Irving is on.
But you're still starting Kamara every week. I mean, you can't not.
He's their only. Again, we just talked focal points. He is like the definition of focal point for the Saints.
Yep.
He really is.
Yep. And I'm gonna go right into the flex just because Brian Robinson, he's an automatic start for you every week.
That I agree with as
well.
So
Kamara's your running back. Brian Robinson is one of the flexes.
Minus Brian Robinson Jr.'s missed game, I think he's RB5 on the season. Or somewhere along those lines. Debo. Sniper loves Debo.
Well, overall in standard in a PPR league, he is running back 17.
With the missed game, I believe is the stat that I heard. If you take away that game in PPR, I believe he's RB.
He's running back 18 in points per game. He's averaging 15.1.
And I don't know what the hell I heard.
Which is still, I mean, you're starting. That's your goal. You want 15 points from your guys.
How could he be RB 18?
Because there's 17 other guys in front of him
that are averaging more than that.
Yeah, here.
Running backs?
Derrick Henry, Kenneth Walker, Joe Mixon, Barkley, Kamara, all 20 points or above. And then you got Kyron, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Kareem Hunt, Breece Hall, Bijan, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, Pacheco's still on here. But I mean, this just takes your average per game. James Cook, Chuba, DeAndre Swift, Brian Robinson. Those are the guys that are 15 points or above.
Stop laughing.
Average per game.
Sniper.
So, all right. So, wide receiver wise, we need 2 wide receivers. I mean, you're starting Debo.
I would go with. I mean, I'm high on Pop this week. I can't not play Marvin Harrison Jr. because of the upside potential that he has, although it has not been a good first 7 weeks of Marvin Harrison Jr., but he can go off. If the Cardinals have any shot of keeping up with the Dolphins this week, then I need to get him involved. And I know that Kyler Murray did miss him on a couple occasions last week.
He's missed them.
Or you didn't even see him, by the way. No, he didn't not miss him. He just didn't see him. Yeah. I'm gonna have trouble sitting him in the situation.
Yeah, I'm not sitting. I'm starting Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm not sitting him.
Yeah, so I mean,
Debo and Marvin Harrison are your 2 wide receivers, and we had B-Rob as one of the flex, so we need 2 more flex. So it's between Wandale, McMillan, Pop, Myers, Bucky.
Pop
is 1.
pop with Drake. It's too bad you can't connect the two with the two teams.
I want to say Jacoby Myers.
Stop laughing. Let's go.
I would go Jacoby Myers.
She laughs at us. You like Jacoby with Gardner? Yeah.
Gardner's back.
That's better.
I like Gardner better.
I was about to say, wait a minute. You like him with Aiden O'Connell? No. Jacoby.
Anyone with Aiden O'Connell.
Jacoby is a sneaky, decent flex wide receiver this week, and he's shown it. He's proven it to us last season as well, which was with Aiden O'Connell, by the way. But I like Jacoby as well. Jacoby's a sneaky play. Without doubt. Wandale, I'd like to play Wandale, but we need to get them back in sync. We need one of those big breakout games again from Malik. That opens it up for Wandale. But if Malik's not getting his, then that means that Wandale's not getting his, because that means that the offense is just not doing anything. Not productive at all. Once the offense gets back on track, which I think we can expect it to, believe it or not, we spoke about this earlier, folks. The Giants, we believe, will play up to the Steelers, or the Steelers are going to play down to the Giants. One of the immovable force meets the unbreakable object, or the other way around.
No. So my thing with Wan'Dale Robinson is, sure, he's going to get targets, but he doesn't. It's going to be 10 targets for 38 yards.
The best ball.
I mean, I don't trust Wan'Dale Robinson. I would never play him.
No, I'll push back on that a little bit. I kind of trust him. I trust him if this offense looks like it did a few weeks ago with Malik Neighbors on the field. Because like Wan'Dale Robinson operating out of that slot is.
Well, look at it this way: are you going to start Wan'Dale Robinson over George Pickens? Not ever.
Not this.
So, I mean,
not this.
So Quincy, it's you're going to be Kamara, Brian Robinson, Debo, Pickens, Myers, Marvin Harrison Jr.
I'm with that.
Yep, that'll be your 6.
I'm with that. What about you, Sniper? Well, Sniper's teams are all in first place.
Yeah.
But not the best balls. The best balls are all in last place. And then you've got between the managed leagues here and the best balls there, I wonder which leagues are in the middle. Because then there's got to be a medium of leagues where you're probably 4-3, 3-4. Which ones? Last. Robinson on the bench last. What do we have to say about DeAndre Hopkins making his return? Not his return, making his debut with the Kansas City Chiefs. How do you feel about that?
I mean, obviously, anyone that goes to the Chiefs gets an automatic boost. Or that's the way everyone. See, this is the funny part. Everyone freaks out about DeAndre Hopkins going to the Chiefs, but I guarantee you, half of those people, or 75% of those people, are sitting there on X saying, "Oh, you should drop Patrick Mahomes." Well, how's D-Hop going to be good if Patrick Mahomes isn't doing good? Yeah.
And dropping Patrick Mahomes should be like an illegal move, and you shouldn't.
I get it. If you look on paper, he's not doing well, but I would never. I would hold him on my bench.
Where's my sleeper?
Before I cut him.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because I believe that at any point they could turn it on and
No, nobody should have ever cut Patrick Mahomes. The bench, yes, that I understand. If you wanted to, if you had another quarterback, another option to go with, okay, I get it because Patrick Mahomes is not just not has not been performing to standards that would enable you to win a fantasy game. You need touchdowns in order to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not always start. No, it's because he hasn't been doing enough to start.
Yeah.
But what he is not is a drop or a cut. Yeah. Because now again, whether you think DeAndre Hopkins is going to take off now, whether you think DeAndre Hopkins is going to turn back the clock and become the DeAndre Hopkins of 2015, 2017, right? This guy's been in the league for a while. That's the other thing, by the way. That was going to be my other. That's my other case for it or against it. This dude's got an injury history, DeAndre Hopkins, now, and it dates back to when even when he was with Arizona. Forget about Tennessee. So DeAndre Hopkins is no spring chicken.
Yeah.
Can he help this team? Can he help Mahomes? Probably. He probably can. Probably. Is he turning into a 800, 700-yard wide receiver and 5 touchdowns moving forward? I'd be surprised. I really would. I would be shocked.
I would be looking at D-Hop as a flex play right now. I mean, I'm not banking on him or even hoping that he's not going to be a wide receiver one. He's not going to come out and put up 20 points a game. I mean, if he does, great, but I'm not expecting that.
I think we'll get it. We'll get it this week. Not necessarily wide receiver one, but we'll get him into the end zone this week against the Raiders, right?
Yeah. We just need to see how this offense is going to work.
Yeah, but when push comes to shove, come other matchups down the road, which we'll have to take a look at and we'll address as we come to them. DeAndre Hopkins is no more than glorified decoy. He's a wide receiver 2 on that team.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is still going to distribute the ball to the open wide receiver.
I mean, the whole point of that offense is to stretch the field so they can throw it underneath.
Right.
Bringing in Hopkins, I mean, unless he's going to start running a bunch of underneath stuff.
Well, he's not the stretcher.
Yeah, so I mean, I look at DeAndre Hopkins these days as a possession guy. I mean, he's not going to burn you. Right. He's not going to, so
right.
It's just, we got to see how they distribute the ball between him and Juju once Juju's healthy.
So
that's going to be the kicker.
So while DeAndre Hopkins is running underneath, while Travis Kelce's running underneath, Xavier Worthy already scored. He's the winner here. I think that's what's.
I don't think he is.
You don't think he is?
No.
Okay.
If he, I don't see this doing anything for Xavier Worthy. Other than maybe he goes from a third best corner or a safety covering him to the fourth best corner. I mean, it's not like.
So this team
it's not like Xavier Worthy was the focus of defenses to stop.
Well, this team is in no better shape then, is what you're telling me.
Well, no, they're in better shape. I don't see this as a huge help for Worthy specifically, is what I'm saying.
So who else is? I mean, we'll get back to this topic.
I don't trust Worthy. To me, Worthy isn't even a fantasy play. I mean, unless you need a desperate, Hail Mary because he's not consistent enough to play every week. So does this change it? I doubt it.
Sniper says that Xavier Worthy is hit or miss.
Yeah.
See how well we got Sniper Mel in 2 years' time. See how well she's doing. What's up, my goat? What's up, goat? Who to start? Full PPR. Pick 2. Christian Kirk, Tyler Algier, Rico Dowdle, Tyrone. Is Xavier Worthy. Josh Downs. We can't play Downs yet. Jonsey hates Xavier Worthy. I love Tyrone Tracy, but probably not this week. Tyler Algier is not a start, man. I know Tyler Algier's he's had his standalone games. I know, but we can't predict that. That's the problem here. We can't predict it. If he didn't have it, you know what? He didn't have it last week.
Doesn't matter. Maybe that's why people aren't going to start him because he didn't have it last week. People
maybe this is the week, so that's too hard to predict.
But let me say this to you. So the Falcons are playing the Buccaneers. Buccaneers have a horrible defense. Okay, what just happened with their offense? They lost Chris Godwin. They lost Mike Evans. That offense is toast right now.
They could get chewed up.
If they get, the Falcons could easily go up on them. Kind of like earlier, I was talking with the other game. The Falcons go up 17-0. They're just going to run the mother ball.
They could get chewed up.
And that's where Algier comes in.
You're going to start him over Christian Kirk?
Well, Kirk's going to be my first starter. So then it comes down to Algier, Rico, Tracy, Worthy, and Downs.
Against your secondary and Melissa's secondary, you're going to start.
I love my Packers, but I don't trust them when they travel to the coast. Either way, West Coast, East Coast, I don't like it. I get bad feelings and bad things happen all the time. So I mean, Kirk's the best option out of all these guys. Downs, I don't trust. I've said this multiple times in every stream we've done. I don't trust Colt wide receivers with Anthony Richardson.
I don't mind Christian Kirk here, and I wouldn't mind Rico Dowdle here either. I really wouldn't. He's almost like he's an extension of their passing game. If they happen to get into the red zone, they're relying less and less on Zeke. From what we saw in week 6 anyway. And
I saw something earlier that Dalvin Cook is supposed to get in the mix.
You know what? It's good. You know, that's a great observation and take. And that's why we worked together. Because that would have just flown right over my head. Yeah, you know what? Dalvin may get activated for this game or may get some burn. You know, like the definition of guys coming off the bench in basketball. You get some burn. Rico! I would, again, look, I don't want to make any, I don't want you to think that I'm not a Tyler Algier guy, because I am. I bounced him around on different teams, waivers here, subtractions there. And I had him last year on a couple of teams. He's not going anywhere either, which is why we keep seeing Tyler Algier like questions, because of his usage on this team. The problem with this usage is it's a little unpredictable.
It is.
That's the problem here.
My whole thing is, okay, so you got Rico playing against the 49ers. That game's going to be competitive, so that helps him. I mean, to me, all these guys are real. After Kirk, they're all close. Yeah, I could make a case for each one on here if I wanted to, even Worthy or Downs. But to me, it comes down to who I trust the most. And I don't trust.
How do you feel about Tyrone? Should we call him? Do we need to call Tyrone?
I mean, Tyrone. I mean,
they both didn't do well. So it's not a matter of Devin Singletary that made his return and just outdid Tyrone Tracy. They both didn't do well. I think Tyrone and Devin damn near was like 50-50.
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't we check that? We can check that. Look, let's make the crack call here for our GOAT. DV Severi. DV Severi. I need DV Divisari. Anyway, I'm going to go with Kirk in the PPR. We're not talking about.
Yeah, the Kirk we agree on.
We're going to go with Kirk, and I'm going to go with. We're not going to get a lot out of Xavier Worthy in terms of PPR, but we can very well see that explosion. The 3 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. That's in the range of outcomes for Xavier Worthy. It's kind of sort of in the range of outcomes for Josh Downs as well.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a ceiling, I'm going Josh Downs. But Josh Downs and Worthy probably also have the lowest floor out of all these guys. They could easily do nothing. It could easily be a Michael Pittman game. Like there usually aren't multiple wide receivers on the Colts all having good games, and it's just who's the luck of the draw that week. I mean, if it's me, it's Kirk, and I'm going to go.
Not going to take that chance on Downs until I see it from Richardson again.
Yeah.
Can't. Come on.
Me personally, I'm going Kirk and Algier. I'm sticking with what I think the game flow will be for that Buccaneers Falcons game. Okay. I don't think the Buccaneers are gonna be able to keep up. I don't look at Baker Mayfield as a guy that loses his top 2 wide receivers and is still the second overall QB, in fantasy. I look at him as a guy I don't even want to touch. If I have him, I'm starting someone else over him. So to me, I think the game script just screams running the ball from the Falcons.
If you're any quarterback, losing your top 2 wide receivers is going to be a tall order to
it's a tall order for anyone.
Yeah,
but there's some out there that can handle it.
And I don't know about that. It just doesn't happen too often where both 1 and 2 go down in the same game.
Yeah.
Just that doesn't happen too often, which is again more of like the injuries this season, that narrative. Last week, Tyrone carried the ball 6 times. Devin carried the ball 5 times. No. One had 23 yards. Tyrone, the other one had 18. Yeah,
I mean, to me, you could make a case for Rico. I mean, I would be okay with doing Rico over Algier, but I just trust.
We're big Tyrone fans here too, DV. You heard it from Jonsey. He's going Kirk Algier. I'm going to go with Kirk. And I would probably I would go with Rico. If he's going Tyler Algier, I understand why. I would go with the more usage coming out of that running back as of now. Better offense as of now. Not necessarily better than Atlanta. Just I think we'll see a lot better of a performance. I think we'll see a lot better Dallas Cowboys team against the Niners. If not, can't wait. Can't wait. What else do we got here? Besides the sniper telling us that Tank stinks. The The Warrior Bowl is so stacked. My Warrior Bowl is stacked. Justice Hill, flex or bench. Who else? What's the other option?
Yep.
Tell us the other option. Justice Hill. Justice Hill had a pretty good game.
Well, she's doing that. Let's answer this one. Quincy again.
Quincy's third league.
Probably his fifth by now. Hurts or Jaden Daniels?
Quincy goat, man.
You think Jaden Daniels is
playing? Probably going to be held out.
I think they're going to play him.
That's the way I see it. If you're asking me to like predict it, flip a coin. No, not flip a coin. If you're asking me to like which one,
pretty much what it is.
I think that
if he's active, are you playing him over Jalen Hurts?
If he's active, am I playing him over Jalen Hurts? Goddamn, he's playing better than Jalen Hurts. I can't not play Jalen Hurts.
You got Jalen Hurts versus Cincinnati.
Jaden
versus a tough Chicago secondary. I'm going Hurts. Either way, even if Jaden, I mean, the decision might get made for you if Jaden's inactive, but even if he's active, I'm going Hurts.
So let me ask you. Tucker Kraft is in the wide receiver, running back, tight end spot. Ray McLeod is in the wide receiver, running back, tight end spot. Aaron Rodgers is in the super flex, so he stays there. Now it's a matter of Justice Hill, Tyler Algier, Dontavian Wicks, and we will not say on the air who's on the bench, but I don't blame you because we didn't know how he was going to perform last night either. So, Jonsey, would you put Justice Hill in for Tucker Kraft in one of these flex positions, or would you leave Tucker Kraft, take out Ray McLeod?
Who's the tight end?
Kittle.
Kittle's
in one spot. Tucker Kraft is in a flex spot. Ray McLeod is in a flex spot. I would take him out. And if anything, put in Tyler Algier, or you could go with Justice Hill here, or you could go with Dontavian Wicks. I wonder whose team this is.
I mean, I don't trust Dontavian Wicks.
No, neither do I. So, again, Tucker Kraft is playing well.
I also don't like starting two tight ends.
This isn't.
If it's tight end premium, it's one.
This isn't premium, right? I don't think this is premium. We'll wait on that answer. I don't think it's a premium league. If I know the league. In any event, while we wait on that, Nino, my guy, my goat. Appreciate you being here, Nino. We'll be back tomorrow night, fellas, with a more, I don't know. I don't want to use the word comprehensive. Comprehensive sounds like, we're all taking an adult SAT class. We'll be back tomorrow night for the for our flagship Starts show. That will begin at 8:00. I think we have the Fantasy Dads on with us tomorrow night. The commissioner, your commissioner, my commissioner, is on vacation. He's on vacation till like God knows. It seems like forever. It'll probably be only like 10 days, 2 weeks. Did you answer us here, dear?
Or we skip this one.
No WB. No worryable. Start 2-0 Caleb. Caleb coming off of a bye. The Bears, they looked
Washington.
They looked really good before the bye. Yes, granted that was against Jacksonville, right? But they looked really good. Start Tua or Caleb. Look, I think we're all pounding the drum. We're pounding the table for Tua. If he's playing, if he's medically cleared there's no performance dip here. There really isn't. There's nothing wrong with his legs. There's nothing wrong with his left shoulder, his throwing shoulder. There's no performance dip here. This offense is going to be as if nothing happened. I think I'm going to go with the more experienced veteran Tua. Now, I mean, are we supposed? Let me ask this another way. We can't go into a week by week per week basis with Tua and say, is this going to be the game that he gets another concussion? We can't assume that, because you know what the first three letters of assume are.
Yeah, and that, look at it this way. Any player in the NFL can get hit at any moment and be done and never play another snap. Does Tua maybe have a higher risk now of if that happens, what the outcome will be? Yes. He doesn't automatically have a higher risk of getting
he had that coming into this season, although he went unscathed last year fully. He still was at a higher risk. So yeah, I mean, again, you're playing numbers game. I'm gonna go with Tua in this spot against the Cardinals again, that are giving up all those air yards, a huge amount of air yards. The Dolphins should win this game easily. They should be their high-scoring, normal operating Miami Dolphins. Although Caleb's playing good, Rico, he's playing good. But let's not forget,
the Bears are playing the Commanders, who are probably one of the most well-oiled offenses right now in the NFL. Even with Mariota, if it's him, I still think, it's going to be a very. I think that game is going to be more competitive than the Dolphins and the Cardinals. But so for me, I think I'm going Caleb in this situation.
Are you?
I think so.
I already made the call. I already planted the flag.
I mean, it's.
Do me a favor.
I can make a case for either one.
Do me a favor. Next time you whip out some of your gorgeous goat artwork, why don't you just put Caleb Williams on it? All right.
I did a couple weeks ago. It was like week 6.
Because here I am thinking that we were going to be in lockstep on Tua.
Well,
no. I know. Number one, I'm busting your you know what. Number two, in this situation, I get it. It's a little. Look, I don't want Rico to be prisoner of the moment. Both ways, actually. Are we going to be the prisoner of we're getting behind Tua and that rally cry? All right, my guy. All right, man. You're a good dude. You deserve this. Or are we going to be prisoners of the moment based on what we've saw out of Caleb the last couple of weeks? It's one or the other. If I've got to pick one or the other here, I'm going to pick Tua against that team, the veteran and this offense versus, yes, the Bears and the rookie and how they've been playing well. I kind of feel like they could come back down to earth, football earth. Just a little bit. I think they will come back to football earth. I think the Dolphins have nowhere to go but up. They really have nowhere to go but up.
Yeah.
Unless, knock on wood, it happens again, and you're gonna and your backup quarterback is in. Well, I'm gonna go to a Rico. Jonsey's got Caleb. If you're not busy,
the only thing that worries me with Tua is that because everything's been so bad in Miami, everyone has such high expectations going into his first start. It just feels like a setup to all of us just being let down. I mean, I'm starting Tua. I mean, unless in a situation like this where it's someone that's close, But I mean, I'm starting him over, Aaron Rodgers or, guys down in that realm. Anthony Richardson, even I'm starting Tua over. But I don't know. I feel like expectations are getting too hot for him.
I think the same could be said about Caleb. Didn't Peyton Manning have some shitty games when he was a rookie?
Yeah,
he did.
I'm one to say with rookies they're up and down, and you got to expect those.
We're still watching shitty rookie performances every season from rookie quarterbacks. It happens all the time. It happens from veterans. Nevertheless, that's why we have to go with the matchups here. Yeah, and then both matchups are wonderful. Let's get to again, what I was going to say, Rico, we will be back tomorrow night, Rico. We'll be here for you. We're here for you at least 4 or 5 nights a week, by the way, folks. 4 or 5 nights you are watching this fantasy preview show. But I see upcoming shows. This wonderful ticker. So the Snipers League, it's not a tight end premium. With Kittle's in the tight end spot, Tucker Kraft is in one flex. Ray McLeod is in the other flex. You've got Justice Hill, and you've got Tyler Algier. What are you going to do? Not a premium. I take one of those tight ends out. Take Ray McLeod out.
Yeah, I don't like Ray.
There's no Ray.
Ray McLeod.
There's no Ray here. No Ray.
I don't even necessarily like Justice Hill, but
so then you could take Ray out, leave Tucker Kraft in one of those spots, and it's either Justice Hill or Tyler Algier. But Ray McLeod is coming out.
I mean, I'm starting Algier over.
There you go.
Justice Hill.
Sniper, you're getting it from Jones the Goat himself. I don't, because if I make the call and if I'm wrong,
if I'm wrong, you can come yell at me. It's okay.
It's almost absolute. It's hell on earth to pay. Hell on earth. Brandon Allen for Romo Dunes.
Are you if you have Breece Hall? No.
How do we get that? How do we get that type? That's the type I want.
Type? What are you talking about?
That font, that type. That should I drop Braylon Allen for Romo Dunes? Just trying to fill my bench. My starting line is set just depth. There's no reason to have Braylon Allen at this time, present situation, unless you have Breece Hall.
I would rather have Odunze. Unless you have Breece Hall.
Agreed.
Then you have to keep Braylon Allen.
Agreed. Because we were flirted with much like the Tyler Algier situation, although we got a little tiny glimpse of it and were flirted with it earlier in the year with Braylon Allen and Breece Hall. All the Jets that you're gonna come out and they're gonna be this unstoppable running attack, and you see both of them on the field at the same time. That's gone completely opposite of that. Since complete opposite. What else we got here? Hello, everybody. Welcome into the fantasy preview show. This is week 8. I'm your Shepard. That's the Jones and Goat. Really appreciate everybody being here. Please give this video a like. Please give this channel a subscribe. Appreciate you. Cool, and the Bears will lose. So would you play Caleb instead of who? Tua over Wilson? Yes, I'm going to play Tua over Wilson. I am. I expect again, if the Dolphins were, let's say, playing a different team, a team that didn't have to travel across the country, a team that had a better defense, this would be a tougher spot for the Dolphins with Tua coming back from 3-4 game absence. How many games did he miss? 3?
4.
Seems like 4. I'm playing Tua tomorrow. Sunday. I'm playing him and I don't even have him. I don't even have him.
I don't have him either.
I'm living vicariously fantastic me through all of you with Tua.
All right, we got to pick 4. Worthy, Kirk, Shakir, Tracy, Roshan, Tim Patrick, Raymond, or Tolbert.
Where are you reading that? I see the one and only that came in. Everybody's the one and only, but I see the one and only.
Now you got rid of it.
Oh, I'm just messing things up, aren't I? Guys, if you know us behind the scenes,
there we go.
Holy man, it's like this is like one of my toys. Like you've got the gentleman over here that just like wants to kill me for like messing around with things. DV Severi. Of course you're in another league, GOAT. Everybody should be in at least. What do you think the minimal amount? Minimal, not maximum, because we all know that there's no such thing. But
minimal is 1. I mean, everyone.
No. No, I think the minimal that everyone should be in is 2. Minimal, and both of those leagues must be kind of sort of different. A different format, a different scoring, something. But at least 2. At least.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I try to have a little bit of everything. I'm in a dynasty. I'm in a redraft. I'm in, a keeper auction league. We still got to answer that question. So you keep taking it away.
I'm going to get
taking it away. We'll get to Hussein when we answer this question.
Right.
The question is more important.
Hussein's got a question.
Well, then he's next. It's first come, first serve.
I'm not trying to take away from the
first come, first serve
from the DV GOAT. I wish I had somebody typing here. I can't do that. I'm in another league, full PPR, pick 4. 1, Worthy. 2, Kirk. 3, Shakir. 4, Tyrone. 5, Roshan. 6, Tim Patrick. 7, is that
I'm guessing Khalif.
7. Or Tolbert. Go ahead. Put Kirk in there.
Mm-hmm. Kirk, Shakir.
2. Roshan is borderline. Tim Patrick is a no for me.
Jameson Williams is out.
Sam Laporta's in.
Sam Laporta's been in all year.
I think Sam Laporta will have a big game. It's not Tim Patrick. Come on. Are we really gonna give Tim Patrick a start here? Come on. I'm not giving Tim Patrick a start. I'm not giving Khalif Raymond a start either. I'd much rather start Jalen Tolbert. Kirk is 2. Shakir is 3. And go with one of the 2 running backs here. Tyrone. Roshan does not pass catch.
No.
We know that.
I'm not going Roshan.
It's not Roshan either. That's right. So now we're back to
Kirk, Shakir, Tracy, Tolbert.
Done. DV GOAT. Is that good? We're good there, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Who will start from my RB2? You can't start. I hate Jolante Williams. I do.
He's set up for a beautiful game here.
I know.
Sean Payton could also be Sean Payton, and all of a sudden it's going to be, Javonte for 2 carries, and then all of a sudden it's Estime or something weird,
It could literally be that.
Yeah.
And that's why I do not like him. It could literally just be that. Or how about Jaleel?
Let's put it this way. Most people, you are starting Javonte this week. But if you're choosing between Javonte and Kamara, you're playing Kamara.
It's next to impossible to sit Kamara.
You can't.
it's next to impossible.
One way you're sitting Kamara is if you're playing Derrick Henry in front of him, or Kenneth Walker in front of him, or
he's
Saquon. You're starting him every week.
He's got too much of a track record history of being that type of commodity on the field, where he could just catch a ton of balls. He garners, he gets a ton of volume. It doesn't always get you where you need to go with it in terms of fantasy points, because it could be like one of the most inefficient days out there, and we've all seen it. But you could just get one of those really solid Alvin Kamara type of games. You can't sit Kamara. We're trying to play both of them. Who's the other running back there? I know it's Brian Robinson is on the team, and who's the other running back there?
What are you talking about? On Denver?
No, on the Husots Warriors.
Oh, I don't know.
Nino, there's no issues here, Nino. No issues.
All right, just traded for Breece Hall. Didn't realize Devontae. Okay.
It's fucked
flip Tay.
It's fucked up.
So sending Devontae and Kamara for Puka and Dobbins and some little bench piece.
Worry about Alvin Kamara in the offense. Yeah, I get it. Oh, it's Josh Jacobs for Huso. Yeah, we'll get right back to that, goat. See, the thing with Devontae, I mean, yeah. So like we didn't see him score, but we still saw him get 9 targets, and we also saw Garrett Wilson get 9 targets. I don't think either. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty even where Devontae Adams should still be able to eat in this offense.
Yeah.
They didn't bring him over to the Jets so he wouldn't eat. He's not here just to be a mentor to Garrett. Puka. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, look, for Puka with JK.
Here's the thing. I like Puka more than I like Devontae, I think. But I don't like Dobbins more than I like Kamara. I think Dobbins is, he started so hot. I don't think he can keep it up. I mean, just from a physical standpoint, with how much they've been using him, you can't keep that up. Even if he didn't have an Achilles tear last, me, I think I'm keeping Devontae and Kamara. I can't hear you. There we go.
More glitches. All right, yeah, I like that. I'm all for that.
I mean, I don't like Devontae, and
I'm all for it.
I don't like having wide receiver running back stacks, but I mean, if you do, I'm okay if you do the trade, but go get Kamani Vital, please, to handcuff Dobbins. And
that's a good
having Kamara, please go get Kendra Miller too, especially with this hand stuff. Both those guys need to be handcuffed.
Kendra's out of the doghouse. What's up, Tyler Goat?
Tyler.
See, Tank Dell. Notice how Tyler didn't drop Tank Dell. Not to say that our friend from earlier made a terrible mistake, because he wasn't a terrible mistake. Yeah, so Rashad Bateman, right? Like, if Zay Flowers, what if Zay Flowers doesn't play? What if? Just what if? He probably will.
I don't trust Baltimore wide receivers. It's the run game. It's
Shakir,
the tight ends,
Shakir,
and then the wide receivers, Zay Flowers usually get some, but Ricky Pearsall, no. I'm playing Tinko.
We're not playing Pearsall yet. Not yet. I know that there are others out there that are going to play Ricky Pearsall. Yeah, I think that's just that might be chasing it. I think that's chasing it. Again, let's not forget the miraculous like walking life gift that it is, that one Ricky Pearsall. He's a rookie again. It's another rookie making his debut.
No.
How do we what do we expect out of that? That's what we have. What are our expectations? You've got Tyler Goat's got better options.
Yeah, tank top. Go tank top, Tyler.
For sure. What else we got?
What was the second part of Tyler's question? He had two questions, I thought. Oh, Shakir Tolbert.
Shakir.
I think I'm going Shakir, I think, in that case.
Garrett Wilson. Devontae. Sniper's just rattling off every wide receiver that has done the sniper wrong. Dell, no good. Flowers starting.
All right. Sieg left us. I'm sure he'll be back. Nino, if we missed something else, please let us know again. Our apologies.
My apologies for the glitches. We'll get it right. We'll get it right, folks.
What's up with Josh Jacobs for Zane?
It's Josh Jacobs, Alvin Kamara, Brian Robinson, or Javonte Williams. All the four horsemen in the stable for Team Husot.
And he needs to start how many of?
Well, he opened up with Kamara or what's his face? Kamara or Javonte.
Yeah, I mean, I'd start Josh Jacobs over Javonte too.
So yeah, start three.
So I don't know.
I like Brian Robinson.
Yeah, it's Kamara, Brian Robinson, Jacobs. You know what all three of the roles are.
And you'll have to again. You kind of have to like live and die with you going in accepting the fact that Javonte Williams could very well have a good game. You've got
Javonte could finish RB1 this week. It's possible.
It's our best job, right? To provide you with the best options based on our experiences. From what we've seen, it's like we're seeing it right in front. We're seeing it actually right in front of us. We're seeing Brian Robinson playing really well. We have seen Alvin Kamara and what he could do. We've also seen what Josh Jacobs could do, what he's done in the past, and what he's done now with the Packers, and how he's used. Javonte Williams, on the other hand, you've got a joker, and I don't mean like a bad character. I mean like he's a wild card, Sean Payton, complete wild card.
And that's the problem. That's the only problem.
If Jaleel McLaughlin all of a sudden is like getting 8 yards a carry, he's going to continue to roll with that guy.
No.
Or
if they get a big lead, all of a sudden Estimate's coming in because he wants to, play with his new toy. I mean,
it's a wild card. So yeah, so this is how we were able to arrive at that decision, I think. And we have to live with it. We'll live with it. Thank you, Goat.
Yeah, and I here. You got a valid point here. He is playing the Chargers, who have one of the best, run defenses in the league. But it also comes down to you play your studs. You're not sitting a guy that is like a Alvin Kamara, no matter who they play, or if it was Alvin Kamara versus Josh Jacobs or something. Yeah, I'm guessing the Yankees are doing something. Just ignore him. you play Kamara every week. I don't
it's
care
true.
Who plays.
It's true, and I think that will go back to what I was just saying. We've seen Kamara do it. There's nobody else on that team really that even if Kendrick Miller does get into the game, Kendrick Miller is not going to get into the game while Alvin Kamara is watching him for the majority of it. Not that, but kind of sort of bothers me a little bit about it though is like all of a sudden now this report about a broken hand. Well, it's probably not. It sounds a lot worse than probably what it is. It's probably like a tiny bone in the hand, but they're calling it a broken hand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like, especially finding out about it after it's not even like it just happened. It was 2 weeks ago. Why wasn't this known? That's what I don't like.
They look like shit. So they want to public relations wise, they want to try to draw the attention away from how bad that team has been.
Did we get the rest of Hussein's question? Tank Dell, JSN, or Romeo Dobbs? Tank Dell. I think I need to redo the thumbnail and put Tank Dell in there.
What about tomorrow's?
Tomorrow's Stroud.
I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen it yet. Plus, we've done Tank Dell, but that doesn't really make a difference either. We trust him. We trust him, Goat.
Yep.
We've seen it. Not that we haven't seen flashes out of JSN. Not that we haven't seen flashes out of Romeo. We've seen it. We've seen those two, but there's something about Tank Dell. And let me tell you what that something is. It's called chemistry. He has it with the quarterback.
Yep. And he's playing the Colts. That's the biggest thing.
I bet you after a 2-touchdown game, Jonsey, we'll hear, Tank Dell's still bothered by the gunshot. He's still bothered by it. He's now just starting to feel good. I bet you we'll get that. The Vikings are lucky to have Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones has surprised me this year.
I'm not going to weigh in there.
I thought he was toast, but he's been doing pretty good. So, all right. I think we're about to wrap this up here.
You want to wrap up?
Yeah.
All right. Sniper, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Hitting on 2 hours here almost. So
the goat has himself a party tomorrow night. You will be missed, Goat. When you go out, you have 2 things that you have to make sure of. 1, you don't drink and drive. Don't ever think you won't have that problem. You don't have that problem. Don't ever do that. That's just you're asking for trouble. B, for you, and cover your ears, Sniper. You make sure you have protection. Don't just presume that she's on like any sort of contraceptive. You have to have protection and enjoy yourself. Other than that, we'll be back tomorrow night for all the fantasy wisdom. If you're listening to us still, which I know you are, appreciate you. If you haven't already,
you're still listening to us after that PSA that Sieg just had here.
if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. The notifications for the Rhino.
We're back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. So if there's anything we didn't get to, feel free to come back and we'll get to you tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow night.
Deuces.